Hey guys, today we are going to continue talking about ecosystems, but we're going to focus in on something called interconnectedness. And what interconnectedness of an ecosystem means is that when something happens to one organism within the ecosystem, because the ecosystem is so interconnected or everything is connected together, that change on one of the organisms affects or has an effect on all the other organisms within the ecosystem. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. So here we have a desert ecosystem. We have our producer that gets sunlight energy from the sun. We have our mouse that eats the producer and gets its energy from the producer. And that's why the arrow goes from the cactus to the mouse. Then, when the mouse gets eaten by the snake gets its energy from the mouse. That's why those arrows again go that way. And then lastly, we have our hawk, okay? But here's where we talk about interconnectedness. So I have a little question here. It says, what would happen to the mouse population if the hawk population decreased? So what I think about is I think about the hawk's population going down. That's what decreased means, right? So we have less hawks. Sorry about that arrow there. So their population goes down. So when I think about it, if I'm in an ecosystem and I have less predators, I have less hawks eating the snakes. So there's less of them. That means that more snakes are going to survive, right? So that their population is going to go up. Okay, but the question asks what would happen to the mouse population? So let's move down the food chain. Whenever you talk about interconnectedness, you got to move down the food chain, okay? So if there are more snakes now, because there's less hawks eating them, being more snakes, there's going to be more snakes eating the mice. So as you probably guess, the mouse population is going to go down. And then if we continue working this, if the more snakes are eating the mice and there's less mice, then the population of cactus is going to go up because it has less things eating it. So as you can see, if we change one part of an ecosystem, it affects all the other organisms. That's interconnectedness. All right, so let's refresh the page and try the second question, which is what would happen to the rattlesnake population if the mouse population decreased? So now we're going to start down here and we're going to say, okay, what's going to happen to the rattlesnake? So let's start with the mouse. The mouse population goes down. So for some reason, there's less mice. Well, if there's less mice, let's go to the cactus first. Just like last time, there's going to be more cactus because there's no less mice eating the cactus, so then there will be more cactus around. But if there's less mice, then all the snakes have less food to eat. So some of them won't get enough food, so there'll be less snakes. And then because there are less snakes to be eaten by hawks, there are going to be less hawks around. So with this, the predator, or the prey controls the other populations of predators. So if there's less prey, if there's less food to eat, there's going to be less animals around to eat them because the ecosystem can't support all of those organisms, because when you eat something, you get your energy from that organism. So if there's less energy in an ecosystem, then you are going to have less organisms up the food chain. So with interconnectedness, we always want to go up and down the food chain. And we got to understand that when we change the population of one organism, then it's going to affect the population of the others. Now, let's say we come in and kill out all the cactus. No more cactus. Well, since the cactus are the producers and the producers are the base or the foundation for the entire ecosystem, if there's no cactus to eat, then there's going to be no mice because the mice have no way to get their energy. And since there's no energy with the mice, there's nothing for the snakes to eat. And because there's nothing for the snakes to eat, then you are not going to have any hawks around. So that is what we have here, okay? We have our interconnectedness of all of our organisms. So hope this helps. Keep on working hard. You guys are doing a great job.